Working with people partners versus working with virtual assistants are two very different things. Working with people partners, you're working with a team. You have your people working with you, but you have the people from people partners helping you out, contacting you every month, making sure things are going okay, giving you updates, giving training. Before I met people partners, I couldn't have asked for this because I didn't know it existed. Now I know that it exists. I'm telling every friend I have who is a business owner to get in touch because life is different for me. It has changed my life. I'm an exercise physiologist trained, and I run a allied health business with other allied health professionals. At the moment, we're exercise physiology and dietetics. And what we do day in, day out is basically help people live a healthy and balanced life. I'd never worked with receptionists. Had a business for 7 years with no one helping me out with the phones. And then we opened up our first ever clinic. And with that, I was like, well, every health clinic I've ever walked into has a waiting area and a reception area. So I suppose I need a pretty receptionist to be sitting there. So I hired a receptionist, and that was all working fine. I'd never had one before, didn't know what to expect, didn't even really know what tasks to give her or anything like that. And we probably went another few more years like that, opened up another couple of clinics, and it sort of got to the point where I was wondering, how do we get the person sitting at the front desk to be a little bit more productive? Because when you're busy, there's clients constantly coming in. And one of our team values is connection. So we're all wanting to chat with our people that we're helping. However, when you're doing a really good job at that, unfortunately, there's not much time for anything else. So I figured the person who needs to be doing all these important things behind the scenes, maybe they might be better suited to not being in the clinic, and hence finding you. So I think through having a very similar background, born, bred Brizzy, going to UQ, being HM students, being EPs, I think our mutual connections would have put you in front of my face through various events and also through LinkedIn and social media. I've worked with virtual assistants in the past, which we definitely don't use that terminology anymore. People Partners has helped me grow the business through connecting me with Philippine people who just know how to do things. In the past, I've had to deliver scripts and very structured step-by-step instructions, and I wasn't looking for that anymore. I was wanting people who could think for themselves and be more human, and that is exactly what has happened with People Partners, has partnered me with, pardon the pun. And it's just been great to work with who can think on their feet, think for themselves, and every time they need to do something, they don't have to run it by me. So Marianne started off, she was the first person that People Partners introduced me to. She started off as a finances officer. Within probably 3 months, she was then also the receptionist. She was then also basically my right-hand wing woman for then about another 10 months until the next person that People Partners introduced me to started, who came on as our client coordinator. I don't like typical wording, so she's basically our health clinic's receptionist virtually, and then Marianne, who was our finances officer, helped to onboard her, and very quickly I knew that she needed to step up into a EA role. I'd never heard of that terminology till about 2020. However, I now understand the importance of having an EA, and she's just been an absolute godsend. It doesn't matter that she's remote. It doesn't matter she's in another country. In this day and age, we are on our devices like more than 12 hours a day. So she's helped me with everything, and it's been absolutely beautiful to work with her. She's then also helped me onboard our client coordinator, who has then stepped into a role that wasn't previously happening due to me just not understanding how things could work and probably how things should work. And having the two of them work together, they help each other out. Before I met People Partners, I couldn't have asked for this because I didn't know it existed. Now I know that it exists. I'm telling every friend I have who is a business owner to get in touch because life is different for me. It has changed my life. Well, I think working with a company like People Partners could be a bit unknown. Fortunately for me, I had a couple of years working with virtual assistants, and working with People Partners versus working with virtual assistants are two very different things. Working with People Partners, you're working with a team. You have your people working with you, but you have the people from People Partners helping you out, contacting you every month, making sure things are going okay, giving you updates, giving training to the people that you've employed. I can't believe it took me working in business for 12 years to find you and to know that something like People Partners even exists, because I could not go back. And for anyone that hasn't tried it, you have to try it. It's a basically like no risk scenario. Like for me, it was a huge risk. I had no receptionist anymore when I found People Partners. However, if you could find People Partners and you're not looking to fulfill a role and you're just trying something new, you cannot lose. And even for me, where I didn't have really like, I wasn't going to physically lose anything, but it was a bit, for me, it felt like a roll of the dice. And within a month, I was like, this was never a roll of the dice.